evening. Welcome to Creative Living Fellowship's pre-service meditation. I'm Fran Peck, practitioner here at Creative Living Fellowship, and it is my honor to facilitate this morning's pre-service meditation. I invite you to close your eyes, just get comfortable, just centering into the awareness of that one power, that one breath. And as we breathe in and we breathe out, we allow that breath to breathe us. We breathe in relaxation and just let go of everything. Just being right here, right now. Relaxing, letting go. We breathe that relaxation into the top of our head. Just allow that relaxation to flow down into our neck, our shoulders. Just feeling that relaxation flow down into our arms, into our hands. And breathing that relaxation down into our hips. And just allowing it to flow down our legs, into our feet, and down into the floor. And as we just feel fully grounded in this relaxation. And as you breathe in, just recognize that breath. Be aware of the breath. And as you breathe out, just allow that breath to completely escape. And then recognize that breath that breathes you again. And just breathing in and breathing out. And if your mind wanders, just return it to the breath. That breath that breathes you. And in that breath, we rest. And so as our meditation time is coming to a close, I just invite you to take one good deep breath in, just recognizing the awareness of that breath, just breathing life back into us, just breathing into the awareness of that one power, that one presence, that we are fully present right here, right now, just recognizing this time and space. And in this, I invite you to open your eyes, stretch, wiggle your fingers and toes, and just take the awareness of this breath out into the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining me. Our service will begin shortly at 10 a.m. Namaste.
Warm greetings, Creative Living Fellowship community. It's my great pleasure to be with you this morning. In honor of this month's theme, a wisdom-based consciousness, and of today's theme, the truthfulness factor, I'd like to start things off with a song of mine called The Making of a Soul. The making of a soul, the making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I've come as a magician and an ordinary man to make a contribution and be part of the plan. There is no destination, the journey is the goal. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. Part of me's an artist, and part of me's a fool. I have no map to guide me, there is no book of rules. The only thing that's certain is joy will lead me home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Lurking in my shadow are things I must reclaim. I call them out into the light and give each one a name. 'Cause everyone's a mirror that helps to make me whole. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. I'm part of God unfolding. I trust and fully give. All that really matters is that while I live, I live. My gifts are what is needed. The universe is home. I'm busy with the making of a soul. Whoa, whoa. Busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul. The making of a soul. The making of a soul. I'm busy with the making of a soul.
Thank you so much, Nathan. Good morning, and welcome to the Creative Living Fellowship online Sunday service. My name is Deborah Covington, and I will be serving as the Sunday service host today. Whether you are joining us on Zoom, our website, Facebook, or YouTube, it is my pleasure to welcome you here. As usual, we ask that you all please make sure to leave a comment and let us know that you are here. Creative Living Fellowship is a religious science church, and we honor all paths that lead to truth. Our deep intention here is to be a community of love, care, and connection that opens hearts, expands consciousness, and transforms lives. And we do that through the principles and practices of the science of mind and spirit. The science of mind is a new thought, ancient wisdom teaching that provides us with tools for living our best possible lives. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, "Prepare your mind to receive the best that life has to offer." We welcome back Nathan Aswell as our musical inspiration today, and it is always such a pleasure to have him here. Elena Larner is holding high watch for us today.
This means that she is sitting in meditation and prayerful contemplation, holding a space for the perfect unfoldment of this service. Thank you, Elena. Facilitator Fran Peck is the practitioner of the day. She facilitated our pre-service meditation, and she will be bringing us the opening prayer and the inspirational reading. After the opening prayer, we will have the centering moment. This is a time for centering and reflection. I invite you to participate by turning within and sensing into the words and music, and even singing along if you wish. After the centering moment, Fran will be back with the inspirational reading for today. Right now, here's Fran with our opening prayer.
So I invite you to turn within. Just in gratitude and awareness, recognizing that one power, that one presence, that one life, that is my life, that life that lives, moves, has its being, and I live, move, and have my being in it. That life that is the life of each of us. That life that is the source of us all. Knowing the spiritual truth, I speak my word of blessing for this service. I know that it unfolds perfectly, divinely. I bless Reverend Dr. Sherry and her message, knowing that it is divinely inspired, divinely guided. I bless each and every person and their service to this community and their service to this service. For I know that Creative Living Fellowship is a divine idea in the mind of God. And we are blessed and blessings. I bless our musical inspiration. And I send special blessings anywhere where a prayer is needed this day. Just knowing that the power and the presence of God is right where we are, always. Living, breathing, guiding and directing. For this knowing, I am so very, very grateful. For the perfect manifestation of this service, for the perfect manifestation of this day. I simply release my word and allow it to be. I say, thank you, God. And so it is.
The world is a place of great love for all. The world is a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. The world is a place of great peace. I am a place of great love for all. I am a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, I am a place of great peace. You are a place of great love for all. You are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, you are a place of great peace. We are a place of great love for all. We are a place of great light for all. When all's said and done, we're all from the one. Oh, we are a place of great peace. The world is a place of great peace.
Our reading this morning is I Speak the Truth of God, excerpted from 365 Science of Mind, a year of daily wisdom from Ernest Holmes. He that speaketh truth showeth forth righteousness. The lip of truth shall be established forever. from Proverbs 12, 17, 19. We all wish to speak the truth, but have we realized that every time we make a claim about ourselves that is different from the claim we would make about God, we are denying the divine presence in our experience? God is truth, and truth is God. We are also included in this divine and perfect unity. Therefore, every claim we make about God, the living Spirit, should equally be made about ourselves, because we live and move and have our being in this infinite truth. To say that we are poor, or sick, or weak, or unhappy is to deny God. God is not poor. God is not sick. God is not weak. And God is not unhappy. We must then make every endeavor to identify our personal lives with that one life that forevermore proclaims, I am that I am. There's nothing separate from this one I am. Today, I say to myself, I am one with the truth of God. I proclaim this truth to be the reality of my experience in what I call little and in what I call big. Therefore, I know the truth about myself, about everything I do, about everyone I meet, and about every situation in which I find myself. The truth and the power and the presence and the action of the living Spirit flow through everything I do, say, and think. I do know the truth, and the truth I know frees me and keeps me free. Namaste.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I wait for these precious moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God, I find myself. darkest moments when I hear all that could never be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find God. I find myself.
Thank you so much, Nathan Aswell. It is so great to hear your voice again, to hear your music again. It's been a while since you've been our musical inspiration, and we really appreciate the beautiful music today. Good morning, everyone. It is the third Sunday in May. We're almost done with this month. And we are still talking this month about our theme for the month, a wisdom-based consciousness. Let's breathe that in, a wisdom-based consciousness. Wisdom is what we're talking about. Wisdom, the understanding of what is true, what is right, and what is lasting is what wisdom is all about. Wisdom is that which allows us to make right choices and right decisions and live our lives to the highest and best that we possibly can. And so let's just settle in and see what comes up today, because we're specifying truthfulness today. The truthfulness factor is the topic for today. And truthfulness is a real serious component of wisdom, because without truthfulness, we can't have wisdom. Truthfulness is more than not lying. It's more than not lying. Truthfulness is being habitually committed to the truth, to telling the truth, to speaking the truth. It is something that we go through our lives with as a part of our lives, the way that we live our lives in truthfulness, the way that we move in the world in truthfulness, being truthful, being authentic, being real. And today I'm talking about truth, starting with the small t, not the capital T. The capital T truth is the all that is. The capital T truth is that power and that presence and that allness that is in and through and as everything. But the small t truth is that which applies to us and can apply to us individually. And it also allows us to, when we move into that small t truth, when we move into that place of truthfulness, then it allows us to open ourselves up to that capital T truth, to that all that is, and create a space for it to flow through us and to live its life, be all that it can be in and through and as each one of us. And so I'm inviting us to really just take a look at truthfulness and how it plays a role in our lives today. How we use it in our lives today, because truthfulness, like most things, is a choice. We have a choice to be truthful. We have a choice to lie. We have a choice to cheat. We have a choice to steal. We have a choice to be truthful and honest. And so when we know that when we want to live the highest and the best life possible, when we want to live in oneness with the all that is, then truthfulness is the way to go for each one of us. And so it's important for us to recognize that there's no way for us to know ourselves without being truthful. There's no way for us to relate to the world without being truthful. And so it becomes we become aware of the fact that truthfulness is the highest human virtue. The highest human virtue, because it takes us into integrity. It takes us into just how we walk through this world, how we interact with each other, how we are in relationships, how we are in relationship with ourselves. And so I just invite you to really, really consider, what does truthfulness mean to you? How do you live your life with truth, the small t truth? How do you walk through this world in truth, the small t truth? How do you interact with others in small t truth? And, unfortunately today, in today's world, truth seems to be fading somewhat in certain areas. There seem to be so many lies. There seem to be so many different opinions about what truth is, and what the truth is. And yes, truth is something different to each one of us. The small t truth, as I said, is something different to each one of us because it depends on so much of our personal lives, our individual lives. My truth about something may be different than your truth about something or someone else's truth about something because we are individuals, we are unique, we have different backgrounds, we have different cultures, we have different ways of being in the world, we have different experiences and circumstances, and all of that affects how we see things. Each of us could see the same thing and each of us would have a different story about it, a different way of reporting it, a different feeling about it, a different way of receiving it. And that's each of us would have our own truth. That's what's called having our own truth about something, having our own truth about life, having our own truth about a situation or circumstances, depending on what our own uniqueness is. And again, that has nothing to do with the big T truth, the all that is. But it does have to do with how we receive things, how we move through this world. And so I'd like you to just look at a couple of kinds of truth. There's personal truth. There's that personal truth that's for each one of us. What does it mean to each one of us, and how is it affecting our lives? What stories are you telling yourself? Are you really living your best life because you are being truthful as you move through your life, being truthful to yourself about how you feel, being truthful to yourself about what you need, being truthful to yourself about what you want, being truthful to yourself about what you like and don't like. And oftentimes we're afraid to do those things, to admit those things because we're afraid of what other people might think or what other people may say or how it will be received by somebody if we really admit how we're feeling, how we're thinking, or whatever it is. Are we being truthful in our relationships to others when we are doing things we don't really want to do things being in situations we don't really want to be in, taking on responsibilities that we don't really want to take on, that we don't have to take on. And that moves us into that whole martyr complex, where we're putting other people before us, putting other people's needs before our own. That's not being truthful to ourselves. That's not being truthful to what our needs are. That's not being truthful to who we are and how we want to move through the world. And when we are treating ourselves that way, we're teaching other people to treat us that way. And so the question is this how we want to live our lives? And is truthfulness something that you are really willing to stand in, your own truth for how you want your life to be, your own truth for how you want to experience life, your own truth for how you want to be in relationships. And when we can really be honest about those things, about how we want to be in our relationships, how we want to feel, how, as I said, how what we want, what we need, then we get to live a freer life. We get to live a freer life. We get to live a more complete life. We get to live a life that is for our highest and best. We get to live our best possible lives when we can be truthful with ourselves about those things that really matter to us. And, sometimes we learn in our families that it's not a good thing to talk about what we need. It's always best to put somebody else first. It's always best not to take the last of something, even though you may want it. It's always best to that reminded me of in our household. My mother always said, "Don't take the last of whatever it was, food particularly. Don't take the last of anything." So there was always one thing left when she cooked. If she cooked chicken, there was one piece of chicken that was always left. And my dad would pass by it several times and just look at it because he wanted it, but he knew that she was going to say, "Never take the last of anything." What sense does that make? Sometimes you just have to be okay with, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to take. If nobody else is going to have it, we're not going to throw it away. So, just little things like that. Just think about things we learn in our families, things that we becomes the culture, our culture, but it becomes the culture of our families. Not to tell the truth about how we feel about things, always being nice to each other, always speaking in soft tones, always never arguing, never disagreeing, and being in denial about what's really happening, how you're really feeling, what's really affecting you. and what's really going to make you happy. If you can do this one thing, if you can let go of this other thing, if you could have more peace in your home, if you could have more love or more joy or more experiences of things that really speak to your heart. But if you can't talk about those things, if you can't share those things, if you can't say, I don't like this, I do like this, I don't want this, I do want that, and make choices, then we don't get a chance to speak our truth. And if we don't get a chance to speak our truth, there's no way that we get to know ourselves honestly. And there's no way that we get a chance to have good relationships with those people with whom we are living our lives with, because we don't get to speak the truth. So I'm inviting you to really look at what is it that you need? What is it that you want? You know, we go through our lives pretending, all of us have our pretense. I pretend that I don't need help. The truth is, I can use some help. The truth is, I would love to have help sometimes. I would love to have support. Finish the sentence for yourself. Maybe I pretend that I'm not lovable. The truth is, I am made in the image and likeness of love itself. I am love. I am lovable. I am loving. I am all those things. I pretend that I am powerless. The truth is, I am powerful. The truth is that one power and that one presence is right where I am always. That one power, that one presence is always revealing itself in and through and as my life. And so I get to experience and express that power. I pretend that I am poor. I don't have enough. The truth is, I am abundance because there is abundance everywhere. That abundance is my birthright. The truth is, I live in an abundant universe. So do you see where I'm going with that? Just looking at, I pretend that, and then fill in the blank. What are you pretending about yourself that is not the truth about you? But you may take a piece of paper and just write those things out in your practice time, in your journaling time. I pretend that, and then fill in the blank. And then the next line would be, the truth is, and then speak the truth about yourself. Speak the truth about yourself. I pretend that I don't have any friends. The truth is, people love me. People like me. People want to be my friends. They're friends everywhere. The truth is, I can reach out to friends. Do you see, this is how we can really start to speak the truth about ourselves and speak the truth to ourselves. And when we start to do that, we start to move through life differently. We start to move through the world differently. We start to really stand a bit taller in our shoes. We start to stand a bit straighter. We start to really experience the kind of life that we want to live when we start to speak the truth, when we start to look at what I'm pretending and what the truth is. And when we get to see how far apart pretense and truth are, then we can really start to look at how we can dispose of bridge that gap. We can bridge that gap, and we can start to really look at, okay, this is how I want to live my life. This is how I want to move through the world. This is how I want to interact with others. This is how I want to be with myself. This is how I want to be with myself. And you know, the truthfulness that we have with ourselves is an inside job. It's a quiet conversation that we have with ourselves. Nobody knows this but us. Nobody has to know what's going on with us but us, and the things that we want to change and the things that we want to experience differently. And as the more we get into our spiritual practice, the more we do our meditation and our prayer work and our quiet time and our mindfulness practices, the more we really discover our own truth and let go of the things that we hide, let go of the things that we're in denial about. You know, denial is the antithesis of truth. And so the more we can let go of denial, then the more we create that space, because we've moved into oneness with ourselves. And when we move into our oneness with ourselves, we move into oneness with God. We move into, there's nothing blocking our oneness with God. There's nothing blocking our oneness with the capital T truth, with the all that is. There's when we move into oneness with ourselves, then we, as Nathan's song said, we find God, we find ourselves. There's no separation. We find God. In the silence, we find God. In the silence, we find God and we find ourselves. And so being truthful with ourselves about, again, as I said, what we need, what we want, how we want to live this life, what we want to have differently, what we want to do differently. Maybe we want to live in a different place. Maybe we want to drive a different car. Maybe we want to be in a different relationship or no relationship at all. That's a relationship in itself. But maybe we want to just have our lives be different in so many ways. Once we start telling ourselves that truth, and then being willing to change that, the things that change so that we can have the things that we want, then we are in that place where we can open up and allow the free flow of spirit to just flow through us and just bring into our experience, bring into our lives all the things that we desire, all those things that are of our highest and for our best and for the best. And so the next thing I want to talk about is the accountable truth-telling, accountable truthfulness. We just can't decide that, well, I've heard people say, well, I'm a truth teller. I tell it like it is. We can't use truth as a weapon. We can't use truth to abuse, to hurt, to harm others, or to criticize others. And that's what some people do often. Somebody comes to you and says, well, I tell it like it is. I just want you to know whatever it is they want you to know. And then they just spill stuff all over you. That's not accountable truth telling. That is not the way truth is to be used. Truth is very, very precious, and it should be nurtured. It should not be used as a weapon. It should not be used to abuse. It should not be used to harm. It should not be used to hurt. And sometimes when people qualify, start off things with qualifying something before they tell you the truth, they qualify by, well, I love you, but. And then they tell you whatever it is. And that's one of my least favorite, is somebody to start want to tell me something and tell me, I love you. And I stop them right there. Say, please don't tell me that. Yes, that love is understood. Just tell me what it is you want me to know. Or people will say, well, I don't mean to be rude, or I don't want to hurt your feelings, but, well, then what's your point? What is your intention? If you feel that you have to qualify what you're going to say to somebody, if you're saying the truth and you're saying it from a place of love, from a place of caring, from a place of sharing, from a place of authenticity, then we don't have to qualify what we're saying. We don't have to qualify the truth that we're telling, unless we're trying to change somebody. And that's oftentimes when people will tell us the truth that they want us to know, because there's a big should there. They're shoulding all over us when they tell us that. And we can do that truth telling without accountability to ourselves also. When we are abusive or blaming or shaming ourselves, we do that to ourselves and we do that to each other. And so I'm inviting you to really look at, what is your intention when you're speaking the truth? When you decide to be to be truthful with somebody else, what is your intention? Because everything starts with intention, as I've always said. Everything starts with intention. Intention drives behavior. So if your intention is to shame somebody, then that's going to be the way you approach them when you talk to them. If your intention is to harm somebody or to blame somebody, then that's the way that whatever it is you have to say to them will come across. Even though it may be true, it comes across in a blaming way, in a shaming way, in a critical way. And the same way with ourselves. When we are not feeling that good about ourselves and we're blaming ourselves, or we are judging ourselves, or we're being critical of ourselves, we speak to ourselves the same way we speak to others, which is not helpful. That's not being accountable. That's not accountable truth-telling. That's not loving truth-telling. And so I invite you to really look at, what does truth mean to you, and how are you using it in your life today? How are you using it in your relationships with your family? How are you using it in your relationship with your coworkers? How are you using it in your relationship with your friends, with your neighbors, with the strangers that you don't no in the grocery store or at the gas station or wherever the case may be? How are you using that truth? How are you using that truth? Is it in the most loving way that you can? Yet it's being truthful. It's being honest. It's being authentic. It's being in integrity. Because when we are not doing accountable truth telling, that's out of integrity. That's out of integrity. There's no way to have wisdom. There's no way to have honesty or any of those things if there's no integrity. And there's no way to have integrity if there's no honesty and there's no truthfulness and truth telling to ourselves or to others. And so I invite you to really look at how you're perceiving truth today. How are you using truth today? How are you receiving truth today? How are you walking through this world? What is your relationship to truth today? This is a great this is a great topic for the questions that we've been talking about all month. Who, what, when, where, how. Who, what, when, where, how. These are the questions that you can ask yourself with regard to truthfulness, the truthfulness factor, because it comes up throughout the day. It comes up in every aspect of our lives. Truthfulness does. So how are you using it? When are you using it? Where are you using it? What are you using it for? And that last question that I always say, use this one gingerly. Why are you using it? And ask that question so that it's not in a judgmental way and so that it's not in a way that's going to require you to say, I don't know. And another thing about truth that I'd like to just say is that before you say something, ask yourself, does it need to be said? Does this need to be said? Does this need to be said right now? It may be true, but does it need to be said? And then the other question is, does it need to be said by me? It may need to be said, but it may not be mine to say this. And so these are things that we really have to have the wisdom and the discernment to know what is ours to say, what is ours to do, when is truth ours to tell to somebody else? When is truth ours to tell? That's where wisdom comes in. It comes in when you're looking at what is true and what is right and what is lasting. And we learn those things from our experience and from our understanding. And so I invite you to really allow that truthfulness factor to guide you, to direct you, to show you the way to really be at one with yourself and to really be at one with the all that is, because when we're at one with ourselves, we're at one with the all that is, as we know. And so when we can open up and just really say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes to ourselves, say yes to what we need, what we want, what we desire, say yes to the all that is, say yes to the highest and best for all concerned. Say yes to truth and truthfulness. Say yes to honesty. Say yes to the best life possible. Just say yes and yes and yes. And so this is what I'm inviting you to do today, this week. Move through this week with a yes in your heart, a yes on your lips, a yes to love, a yes to integrity, a yes to caring, a yes to that truthfulness factor that shows up in everything, in every area, in every way. And when we're saying yes to this and truthfulness in this way, we're saying yes to God. We're saying yes to the all that is, and we're opening ourselves up so that the all that is can reveal itself in and through and as us, because we've created a space for it. We've created a space for it. We've let go of anything that would block, anything that would hold us back, or hold back the free flow of spirit. And that's how we get to be free. That's how we get to be free. Let's take a breath and say yes. Take a breath and say yes. And then allow the free flow of spirit to just flow in and through you, as you, throughout this day, throughout this time, throughout your life. And remember to keep returning to Yes. 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 Because that's truthfulness in itself. Yes, with a yes in your heart. Move through this day. And so let's take a breath right now and just turn within as we continue on this journey of yes, this journey of truthfulness right here and right now. Just knowing that capital T truth, that there's only one truth, there's only one power, there's only one presence, there's only one life, there's only one love, there's only one activity, there's only one reality, there's only one cause, there's only one. That one I choose to call God. That one is the only thing that is. The only thing that is. And that one is my life right here and right now. That one is the life of each one of us. That one is the life of all. That one is everywhere present. In the midst of every situation, in the midst of every circumstance, that one power, that one presence, that one intelligence is. That knower of all things is. And so just knowing this truth, I speak the word for all of us this day. I speak a word of authenticity. I speak a word of wisdom. I speak a word of truth for each of us this day. Knowing that all needs are being met in each and every moment of each and every day, that we are guided and we are directed from on high to that which is for the highest and best. As we open our minds, as we open our hearts, we're releasing and letting go of anything that does not serve. Anything that would block the free flow of spirit is released and let go by this word that is being spoken. And truth reveals itself in every aspect of our lives. That big T truth, capital T truth, God is revealing itself in every aspect in every aspect of our lives. And as it does, all things are made new. As it does, health is revealed, wholeness is revealed, joy is revealed, love is revealed, guidance and direction are revealed, protection is revealed for each one of us. For God is in the midst of everything that's going on. God is that from which we can never depart. And it never departs from us because we are always one with it as we move through this world, as we move through this life. And as we stand in the truth that we know, just allowing God to move through us by just saying yes, just saying yes, just saying yes. And so I pause momentarily so that you may speak the names of anyone you'd like held in prayer this day. You may speak their names silently or loud, and you may speak their names now. And so for all those whose names were spoken here this day, I know that God is right where each one is, blessing and keeping them. In the midst of every situation and circumstance, God is. This word goes out to places where there is war-torn areas, where there are war-torn areas, places of unrest, places of chaos, knowing that in the midst of it all, peace is, because God is there. God is everywhere present. Love is everywhere present. Truth is everywhere present. And it is being revealed more and more and more wherever it is necessary, wherever it is needed. And so I just say thank you, Father, Mother God, for the word spoken here this day. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for the blessings of this day, the blessings of our lives. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for truth, for wholeness, for healing. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for everything. All is well, all is God, and so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Sherry, for those words of wisdom on not only speaking our truth, but living our truth. This is the conscious giving time, the time that we participate in the divine law of giving and receiving by giving of our tithes and offerings. We invite you to join us in this sacred practice by tithing here at CLF. CLF is a tithing church. So as you give to CLF, we tithe 10% of our income to local nonprofit organizations that are serving our communities and making a real difference in the lives of real people. Our 2024 second quarter tithe recipient is the 1 in 10 Promise of a New Day program. This provides housing navigation services for LGBTQ plus and allied folks ages 18 to 24 who are at risk of or are currently experiencing homelessness. We are so pleased to be able to support 1 in 10's housing program. For online giving, please click the donate link on our website, or in the comments on our Facebook page. Or you may use your cell phone to text to give. The text to give number is on the screen, and that number is 844-941-4360. And let us now repeat our offering blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God, and so it is. And here again is Nathan Aswell with our offering music.
May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, a prayer to you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, my love. In every face may I see you. In every voice may I hear you. In all that is, may this be true. May we be one. May I be you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, a prayer to you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, my love. In every breath may I breathe you. In every drop may I taste you. In all that is, may this be true. May we be one. May I be you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, a prayer to you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, my love. In every touch may I feel you. In every heart may I feel you. In all that is, may this be true. May we be one. May I be you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you, a prayer to you, a prayer to you. May all that I think and all that I do be a prayer to you,
Oh, thank you, Nathan. Oh, I missed him so much. I just adore him. He's so talented in his songwriting and his music, and I love his voice. That was so awesome. So it's me, Nicole, and it is now time for announcements. There we go. Sorry about that. So just a reminder that we offer midday meditations Monday through Friday at noon on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. We also hold a 20-minute meditation on Sundays at 9:35 a.m. in Zoom and on our live streams. Our Sunday prayer room is available to you after service today. Our practitioners are available for one-on-one prayer with you in a Zoom private breakout room. Or you can email the practitioners at prayer requests to prayer@creativelivingfellowship.com. Make sure that you put prayer request in the subject line. Upon receipt, our practitioners will pray over your request for 30 days. Remember, you don't need to walk around with a heavy heart. Your practitioners are waiting for the opportunity to serve you in prayer today. And remember, you can join us in Zoom on Sundays. Just be sure to identify yourself with your first and last name. Also, we lock the Zoom room at 10:10 a.m., so don't be late. You can find the information for all of our events online or on our website under events or in your weekly newsletter. That is it for my announcements, and now it is back to Reverend Sherry.
Thank you so much, Nicole. And thanks again to Nathan Aswell. I agree with you, Nicole. I've missed him a lot, and it's so great to hear his music and his beautiful voice. So he'll be back with us soon, I'm sure. And thank all of you for being with us today. I just have a couple of reminders, and you know what they are. The treatment for supply, I'm always reminding you to use that. That's our community prayer, has been for years now. Page 262 of the Science of Mind textbook, or you can find it on our website, and you can find it on our website. And you can also find the A Prayer for Our Country by Ernest Holmes, which is so necessary right now. So I encourage you to look it up, to click on the website, and to, if you don't already have a copy of it, to use that on a daily basis, because we really, really, really need it for all of us. And we could really make it a prayer for our world, because we really need it, all of us. Connecting with each other is so important. Reaching out, text messages, phone calls. I've had the opportunity to talk with a few of you this week, and it was quite wonderful just to connect and to talk and I get text messages all the time. I text back and forth with people, but it just keeps us in touch with each other. And so I encourage you to take advantage of connecting. And if you get together in person, do that. That's a way of connecting and getting together. Meanwhile, join us again next week. I love you all. And we will now have our closing song, the Peace Song, with Reverend Kit Holmes. Bye.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other, perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my sign.